Look at these libtards. These are Latina libtards. Big booty Latina libtards. These are my favorite libtards. We have to protect these libtards.
How your brain so small? Your hat's so big.
Yo, look at that wig. Don't even. That's a wig. Yeah, I don't even with that wig. This is what a libtard looks like in the wild. An elderly fellow, always an elderly fellow, hiding his face. He even likes Elon Musk. I believe this man drives a Tesla. Let me see your keys. He doesn't have keys, he drives a Tesla. That's why I know that he drives a Tesla. He won't show his keys. Boom, exposed. This is my favorite libtard right here. What do you do, sir?
You don't know what you're doing, do you?
What?
You don't know what you're doing.
No, I know exactly what I'm doing.
No, you
I'm on the prowl for libtards. And I found one. I found a very pretty libtard. Machine.
Elon Musk cut USDA program.
Good.
Why?
Good, because we don't need transgender studies in Afghanistan. We don't need that. Look at it. He's still wearing a mask because he's scared to show his identity. He doesn't want to lose his job at T-Mobile. He works at T-Mobile.
What are we getting?
Libtarded.
Being out here in the street.
What do we want?
Yeah, this is your job too. You're out here in the streets too.
It's my job to share my voice. And
Yeah, it's your job.
be
It
out
means he's
with
getting
everyone.
paid. They all
It's
admit
our
he's literally
job.
getting
It's our
paid.
duty.
My grind so refined, I got no time for no games. Ask yourself why would I make time for you lames? At all costs, cause I'm a boss. I'ma break them all, yeah, gotta break them all.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Prime Time with Alex Stein. I'm your host, Alejandro Stein, and we got a great episode for you this evening. But before we get into our very esteemed guest, former governor of Illinois, Rod Blagojevich, the one, the only, I just want to say, if you guys like that short clip, we have the full extended clip playing tomorrow, so you do not want to miss the sparks that actually ended up flying at the anti-Elon Musk protests in Dallas, Texas at the Tesla Service Center. So if you like that clip, make sure to watch tomorrow night. All right, guys, now, this guest, we had him on. The clips went absolutely viral. I think they're our first clip to break over 1 million views. You know him not just from Celebrity Apprentice, not just from being the former governor, and not just one of the most high-profile people that Donald Trump pardoned, but he's also now speaking at, what's it called, the Conservative Caucus, Jimmy?
Yes, the Conservative Caucus event, April 23rd in Chicago.
A lifelong Democrat is now speaking at the Conservative Caucus in Chicago, the one, the only, Rod Blagojevich. Rod, how you doing, Governor?
I'm doing great. It's nice to see you. I hope you don't mind the way I'm dressed. I have to go to the gym and work out. I thought I'd kind of give you the Joe Rogan look.
I like the
Great guy.
Yeah.
Rod.
I like the Joe Rogan look, but you know, a lot of people, they accuse me of being anti-LGBTQ, and I tell them that's impossible because I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, so it's impossible for me to be anti-gay. No, but the Bears, I love the Cowboys, but you're a Bears fan, even though listen, I like their front office. They're making moves in the right direction, but aren't you kind of sad? The Bears haven't been good like the Cowboys, and they're such a storied franchise. Aren't you a little mad at the Bears, or you don't hold the grudge?
No, I don't hold a grudge. I love the Bears, and I got to tell you, and I'm not saying this to pander to you, I love the Cowboys. In fact, when I spent those 2,896 days in prison, in a federal prison in Littleton, Colorado, next to the Broncos games, they put the Cowboys on. And Sunday's a big deal in prison because it's the chance to be able to kind of get away from prison and watch football. And I saw the Cowboys all the time and loved the Cowboys. It was the end of the Tony Romo era, and then Dak Prescott took over, and then Trump commuted my sentence and sent me home. And I came back, love the Bears, love the Cowboys, and one of the two I think is going to get Ashton Jenti.
Yeah,
running back from
I hope. No, I honestly hope. I don't really love how Caleb Williams, paints his fingernails, but it seems like it's getting him endorsement deals. So God bless him for that. Okay, but it's funny you talk about that real quick, the prison stories. But Rod, you can be honest with me. I'm not one of these. I'm not a Boy Scout. You know why they like Sundays, because they all bet on those games. So did you do any betting or gambling on those Sunday games? That's why they all like them so much in prison, right? Am I wrong? I mean, isn't that a whole currency, the gambling within prison? That's what I'm told from ex-convicts that I'm friends with.
Yeah, they call it playing the ticket, and it's a very popular thing, and it's very active during the football season, professional and college. Also doing the the NBA season. Interestingly enough, in the March Madness time, the college basketball championships, but they're not very big on baseball in prison. It's interesting. And the televisions in the prison are segregated. So the black guys have their television, and the news station is CNN. The white guys have their television station, it's Fox News. And then the Latinos, they have Univision, Telemundo. But the one TV that's integrated is the sports television, and that's where everybody gathers to watch the big sporting events, particularly football. And the ticket's a big deal. And from time to time, I bet a stamp or two. But I always bet with my heart. I always bet for the Bears and bet for the Cowboys. I never looked at the spreads. I just bet for my team.
I'm an emotional bettor too. That's why I always lose. Now this past season, I started kind of betting against the Cowboys a little bit, and that helped me out because they were so terrible. Okay, well, we only have you for so long, and it's such a pleasure. And I mean this, Rod. I loved one of my favorite clips of you in interviews is when you went on the Howard Stern show. I love that you're so candid on that show, and that's back when Howard Stern was not necessarily moderate, but he was a little more moderate than he is now. But I've just followed your career, and my dad's a fan of yours. So can you tell us a little bit about the now you're kind of a conservative icon, or do you feel like you're kind of in no man's land, though, a little bit? Because obviously conservatives like you because Trump likes you, but you've always been a lifelong Democrat. So do you feel like you have a kind of a poser, imposter syndrome? Like, how do you feel personally with your politics and now being a conservative, influencer, for lack of a better word?
Well, I call myself a Trumpocrat, and I still haven't given up being a Democrat, believe it or not. I take Democratic primary ballots here in Chicago and vote against all the incumbents, by the way, because they're really making a mess of the city, making a mess of the state. This Democratic Party today is a party I don't recognize. It wasn't the party I was in. They become a left-wing socialist party that used communist tactics, KGB-style police state tactics, what they did to me, what they did to Trump, and what the European Union, Europe, is doing to leaders like Le Pen in France. And an interesting case is the one that's going on in the Republic of Srpska, where my grandparents came from, where the president there, 3 times elected, is being threatened to be arrested and put in jail and barred from holding office for 6 years by a high representative from Germany who never got a vote. He's a high representative who's a bureaucrat, unelected bureaucrat. It's a very complicated kind of thing, but this idea of weaponization by prosecutors and law enforcement and engaging in politics and denying the people the freedom to choose their leaders in elections, that's a fundamental threat to a fundamental conservative position, which is constitutional government and the right of people to choose their leaders in representative governments. So, to answer your question, I believe there's a lot to be said for embracing the old values, those old precious values that have served us well for a long time. And I don't know that I call them Republican or Democrat. I call them things that have worked, things that are fair. And I think the most important part of the conservative political movement historically in America has been its reverence for personal liberty and for freedom, the freedom of the individual and the right of the individual to be free and to express themselves and to worship their God, to have faith in God and to love their country. Those are sorts of things that the Democratic Party, I thought, used to be for, and I think mostly were, but they're not anymore. And so, President Trump has realigned politics. He's been a tremendous leader in changing things in our country. It's why the crazy liberals and the socialists and partisan, hyper-partisan Democrats hate him. And those old school Republican country club Republicans, they hate him too, because he's shaking up the system and making it work more for the people. And, if you call that a conservative thing or a liberal thing, you don't call it a liberal, but whatever you call it, I think it makes sense. It's good for our country. And I think the restoration of common sense in government is long overdue.
Okay, now, I'm a comedian. I like to have a funny show, but I want to ask you a serious question because you said something very serious. And now I don't want to get into too many details, and I will because my audience is watching this. They're going to be like, "What the hell are you talking about?" But I'm going through a situation right now, not as bad as your situation, not even close, but it's not a good situation where I'm being targeted in a legal situation. That's just all I'll say. I don't even say criminal, civilly. I don't want to say, but I know that I'm being targeted from people that are within the criminal justice system. And in the end, I'm not going to probably have to do jail time, but it could cost me lots of money. I'm becoming very black-pilled. It's making me not motivated, Rod, to keep on going and doing what I'm doing, because I'm like, man, I'm getting jammed up. It's costing me legal fees. And even though I'm not going to be on the hook to go to jail, it's a serious thing by elected officials. My point is, if I see the president get targeted, you've been targeted, I'm a personal victim, how do we even stop it? I mean, it seems like the only way to stop it is to be a wallflower and not stick out and just follow the leader. But that's not who I am. That's not who you are. That's not who President Trump is. That's not who a lot of my audience is. So how do we stop this when we know that we have a corrupt system? We know that I can be targeted. I mean, what, are we just going to be black-pilled, or should I just, how do we fight against the targeting when we know that there are unelected bureaucrats that really have all the power?
You do what you're doing. You stand up and you fight, and you don't give up. Because these are precious things that you're fighting for. The right of free speech, the right to express yourself, the right in a supposed free country to be able to petition your government, to actually march on your government, and to encourage, peacefully of course, the elected representatives to enact the will of the people. And you can't give in to these established bureaucrats who have been entrenched for a long, long time. And again, as I said, it isn't just happening in America. And I'm sorry to hear it's happening to you, Alex. But I think the best way to stand up to it is to do just that, stand up to it and not give up and not give in. And the cause is righteous, because this is precious. And I keep saying that word because it truly is. You know, Abraham Lincoln fought that war to keep the Union together on the idea of representative government. He called it the last best hope of man, the right of the people to choose their leaders in elections. The southern states seceded when Lincoln was elected. And it was what ultimately led to 600,000 Americans killing each other. These are the sorts of things people have died for. And so good for you that you're standing up. Don't give up. Don't quit. And you're winning. We're winning. You know why? Because Trump won. And what they did to him was unprecedented. All those weaponized prosecutions by Democratic prosecutors before Democratic judges in Democratic jurisdictions in front of Democratic juries. So obviously corrupt, these prosecutions against Trump. And the fact that Trump withstood it, got elected president, and now we have an attorney general and an FBI director who know what that was all about. And I think they're going to recognize, I think they do recognize the need to try to reform the system so this sort of thing doesn't happen anymore in America and doesn't happen to you. Yeah. And as I said, it's happening in a place, in this faraway place in Bosnia called the Republic of Srpska, that very few people know about. But the thought that a president elected by the people, a pro-Trump president, President Dodik, is now being, an arrest warrant has been issued by a high representative from Germany, from the European Union, because they don't like this guy's politics, because they told him, the president of Srpska, you can't celebrate a national holiday that celebrates your people and your Christian Orthodox faith. And this is happening in a place, Muslim majority place, governed by the Dayton Accords, put in place by Bill Clinton and Democrats and Democratic State Department bureaucrats who are dictating to the people in that place, like they're trying to do here in the United States, what the people should accept as their leaders in government. So this is a worldwide problem, not just an American problem, certainly a European problem. And I'm sorry it's happening to you, but you know what, man? You're my kind of guy, because, you know, when those of us go through something like that and you meet somebody else who's going through it, it creates a certain brotherhood, a certain bond, and a certain fraternity. And I do think that, you know, when President Trump pardoned me, and Alex, I got to tell you, I didn't ask for the pardon. Mm-hmm. He just did it. That's the kind of great guy he is. He saw what was wrong, and he did it.
Well, Rod, wait, I have to cut you off. You probably thought, and I know you're a very smart guy, but you and I remember listening to you on Howard. I think you went on Howard Stern right after it. At first, you probably thought it was kind of silly to go on The Apprentice, considering you're one of the highest, you know, political figures in the country. But now, looking back, was that not the smartest decision you ever made in your adult life, was going on that reality show with Donald Trump?
You know, Alex, the thing about among the many things that's wrong with today's Democratic Party is their hostility towards the Christian faith, the Christian religion. And you asking me about me going on Celebrity Apprentice, that was divine intervention. It was a miracle. Yeah. I never, in my wildest dreams imagined Donald Trump would be the president of the United States when I did that show in October 2009. And I never watched the show. I was busy being governor. I didn't really know much about it, except that he was on there. He was a cool guy, and he was firing people for whatever reasons. And now there I am on that show.
It was the number one show. I mean, also they told you, hey, this is like one of the top shows on TV. I mean, that, you know, that was probably one of the, you know, keys to getting you on there. Hey, this is not just some small show. It's I think it was NBC's #1 show in that time slot, I believe.
Evidently, yes. Yeah. I didn't know that until I was on the show. But he was great to me on a personal level. I can't begin to tell you how kind he was personally. And he was like the only person of prominence in America, maybe even in the world, who was sort of like sympathetic to my problem. Because when, they accused me falsely of trying to sell Obama's Senate seat for conversations Obama himself started. I mean, the whole world came down on me. And of course, my party, they couldn't get in the line fast enough to come down on me. And the only person that saw through it was Trump. And then he has me on the show, and he was right to fire me the way he did. And then who'd have thought all those years later, and it was February of 2020, so 11 years later, 10 and a half years later, that he would free me from prison, and that he would be the president of the United States that had the power to do that. And it wasn't easy for him to do it because he was doing it for a Democratic governor. Now, here's something I'll plead guilty to, who was the first governor to endorse Obama. But Trump saw something that was wrong, and he had the courage and the righteousness to undo it and sent me home. And as I said, all those years later,
why'd you get? What was your mission? What was your challenge? What was your business challenge before you got sent home?
I think Trump wanted. We had a rock star on that show called Brett. You know the guy, Brett.
Of
Michaels.
Course, everybody
Nice
knows
guy.
Brett Michaels. He had one of the biggest reality shows too. Of course, yeah, Rock of Love. That was a great show. I watched every episode.
Rock of Love and the band Poison. Really a great guy from the Pittsburgh area, working class guy, great success, like me, an Elvis fan. And Brett was I was the project manager in a competition against the women, and it was a Harry Potter competition.
Okay.
And we had to go down to Orlando, Florida, to the Universal Studios Wizardry World of Harry Potter.
Okay.
And we had an assignment, and Brett Michaels had volunteered to be my creative director.
That's your word. Right. Just stop right there. Brett Michaels is probably a very successful guy, but a manager, he can't even organize his checkbook, probably, much less organize this project. That was your first mistake. But go ahead, please tell us what happened. What happened? So he volunteered himself to be your right-hand man, your second in charge.
Yeah, and he did a real good job,
Okay.
and he gave his best efforts. And unfortunately, the women were better at it because they're moms and they know more about Harry Potter than us. The guys, right? I mean, I took my daughters to see those movies when they were little girls when I was governor, but I think I fell asleep. And so I didn't know much about it. And anyway, we lost. Although Trump and the board said we did a pretty good job, the women beat us, and their project was really fantastic. And it was really down to, the project manager gets fired unless you can convince Trump and the board that somebody on the team was really the reason why we lost. And I think my sense was he really wanted me to bring Brett Michaels in there and kind of lay it on Brett. But I couldn't do that because I had to bring in two people. I brought in Michael Johnson, the Olympic.
Gold medalist from Dallas. From Dallas, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, from Dallas. And a cook from Australia, a real nice guy. His name was Curtis something.
Yeah, Curtis Stone.
And,
right?
You know the name Curtis?
I'm pretty, that famous chef. But Dennis Rodman wasn't on your season or Tom Green, right?
No, he wasn't. I think it was the year before. Joan Rivers was the year before she won, and then she was in ours, and she was haranguing me on TV for serving her a cold hamburger because I was telling David Cohn, the Yankees pitcher who pitched a perfect game, how innocent I was, and so I got the hamburger to her late. And anyway, these are the things I went through on the show. But I wouldn't bring Brett Michaels into the boardroom. I didn't want to sell him on. I explained to Trump, look, the guy did his best efforts. He volunteered to do this. This would be poor leadership on my part if I sold him out. And and I suggested to Trump and the board that maybe they handicap this. You're a golfer, I said, Donald, at the time. You're a golfer. Why don't you handicap this? The women, the moms, they have an advantage over us. Why don't you even things out? You said our project was good. Don't fire anybody this time. But I got fired, and it was really the only time in my life where I've been fired, and I've been fired a few times, including as being governor. But this is the only time I was fired by a guy, and I actually love the guy who fired me.
Well, Donald Trump has a way and a bedside manner unlike anybody else, but even when he fires you, you have the utmost respect for the guy. Okay, we only got you for a couple more minutes, but I want to ask you, you mentioned one person. I got to ask you one tough question. Joan Rivers. Joan Rivers had said a lot about the Obamas. Now, you see Michelle Obama's not doing too well on her podcast. What do you think? Do you like to see that, or do you wish the Obamas well? What is your don't give us a politically correct answer. Oh, I wish her podcast gets a million. Do you love that she's only getting 30,000 views and and she has an entire media arm behind her, you know, publicizing this thing every single day, and she can't even break 50,000 views. How do you honestly feel, Rod?
No, honestly, I don't give it any thought. I'm actually surprised to hear that. That surprises me. What you just told me. Look, when you've been through what I've been through, Alex, when you've been beaten down as I was, you know, and your friends abandoned you, and your enemies are stomping all over you. It's a nasty business, politics, and then the media does its thing. And, you know, your family goes through hard times. I don't want to make the show a downer because I'm doing great.
No, make it a downer. We'll bring it back up to India, but please go down. Give people the real truth, because tell about how you got backstabbed. People, you know, this is the thing is you've gone through so much. You went to jail, you got the pardon, and now you're sitting here, and just like how you didn't want to sell out Brett Michaels, you don't want to still sell out the Obamas, and you're such a nice guy. You're too nice, and this is Rod. This is why nice guys finish last. You're too professional, and that's why I'm worried about you, is because you've done so much. You succeeded so much. Give us the real dope. Show us the real dark times that you went through, so people know about, you know, what's really going on, Rod, because your story is so interesting. I think that everybody should know about it.
Well, thank you. I hope you have me on when I can promote my book, because I'm writing about that. And the book will be out this fall. I've got to turn the manuscript into my publisher on May 1st. But no, listen, when you've gone through that, you got to reconcile within yourself how to deal with it. And then when you're sent to a deep, dark valley like I was, prison, and I was put for the first 3 years in a prison with Crips and Bloods and gangster disciples and Sinaloa cartel drug dealers. There were men in that prison that committed murder. No governor was in a prison like that except me.
Charleston, sit down. Sorry, Governor. This is Governor Blagojevich. This is Charleston White, Governor. He doesn't even have a mic on. He's a little late, but the governor is just about to go. But real quick, say something. This is the governor. This is the one that you hand him that mic real quick. No, yeah, this is the one Trump gave him the pardon. Here, put us all in a. I don't know if you can put us all in a box. I'd like to introduce.
Like it was a toupee. I remember him.
Yeah, but it's not a toupee.
No, it was real.
Did the governor leave?
He heard me say.
I'm right here.
Okay, the governor's here. Okay, we can't see him. Governor, so here, Charleston, come here and ask the question. So this is Charleston White. This guy's one of the most famous black entertainers. Come here, Charleston, so he can see you real quick, because we're about to say goodbye. I just want to say.
Oh, we finna leave already?
No, not you. He's about to go. He's about to go. I'm just saying, Charleston, this is the guy that Obama screwed over. What do you want to tell him?
It was a get back from Chicago. They were both from the same state. Yeah, I remember. He was like a political prisoner. I was following him.
We're on your side, Rod.
You're fucking golden, man. I appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Quote me. God bless. Thank you.
We got your back 24/7. So thank you, Rod, for joining us. And before you go, tell the people how can they find you and support you. We're good to sit down now.
Okay.
Real Blagojevich is my Twitter and
Thank you.
whatever. You can find me that way.
All right, you're the man. And when that book comes out, we want you on. As soon as that book comes out, you're welcome to come on anytime.
Also, Alex, we got to plug his event.
Oh, yes, the Conservative Caucus. And this is one thing, if you can show us. Oh, there we got the governor right there. Governor, I know this sounds a little crass, but if you want to make everybody laugh at that conservative event, you should just say that you want Donald Trump to investigate whether or not Michelle Obama has a penis or not. I know they might not like that, but they would laugh very hard at that. Even I don't think Michelle Obama's a guy. I just want to say that. I love the Obamas. I think Michelle's beautiful. Charleston, is Michelle a boy or girl?
No, she's a woman.
Yeah, me too. I agree. Rod, he's a woman, right? That's a conspiracy that it's a man.
No, she's a woman.
Okay.
She's a woman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Well,
Okay.
Well, we got to plug the event.
Oh, yeah. So show the graphic. Tell us about the event before you go, Governor.
Well, it's a group of active conservative political leaders who've had some hard times, like Papadopoulos over there, who are standing up for the Constitution, the rule of law, and this new politics in America today that's going to put the people first over and above the bureaucrats and the establishment in places like Washington, and maybe really do something meaningful for the African-American community, the black community, not just, you know, a little here and there in lip service to keep the black community where it's at, but create real opportunities for black people in the south side of Chicago, the west side of Chicago, and all across America who haven't had a fair chance, a chance to live the American dream like your guest has.
Yes, Charleston White is living the American dream. All right, Governor, we love you. Thank you so much for coming on. See you soon, Governor, and be well at that event.
Yeah.
See ya. Thanks, Alex.
All right. Now, Charleston, thank you so much for coming.
Yeah,
oh, my
yeah,
God.
yeah.
Our clip, we're already over 120,000 from your 7-minute clip last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, Say Cheese, how many millions did you get on your Say Cheese thing?
We do quite a bit a month. So we probably, each interview probably just on average 500 to a
Easy.
minimum. Yeah,
You
minimum.
know, but then you're on Aiden
But then,
Ross.
but then if you think about all the other people that steals his content and puts it on their channel,
he
so they
gets
get
millions.
10,000.
Yeah.
So his channel's so big, he don't copyright strike everybody.
It's not worth it because so many people are stealing. Okay, well, I want to get on to. I got to do one ad read.
Well, just wait a second. We're getting up a graphic. Sorry.
What for the ad read?
Yeah.
Is this the diet company? What's
The lean.
Oh, we like lean. This company's helping me lose some weight.
The fat people can't lose weight.
I know I can't lose weight.
Because you were born to be fat.
That's true. You know, that is the true thing. It's called your basal metabolic rate, where your body, even if you're losing weight, it wants to stay. Your body will try to fight to stay at a certain weight. Your body knows. That's why, like, you can probably eat all day. You're probably always lean.
And then, you know, there's some people that was born a ugly duckling, and they'll never grow up to be a swan. They'll always be an ugly duckling. And they've been ugly since they was a baby. And it's all right to say that the baby is ugly. But you can't today, though. He said, "Oh, the baby ugly." Well, look at his ears. His mama probably drunk alcohol, so he got the low alcohol syndrome.
Wait, real quick.
But you can't say that in today's time.
Charleston,
You pick it on the baby.
We have to talk about this, and I feel so bad. You were right about Christian Rock or whatever.
Yeah, they got the bobblehead baby because she was drinking, smoking weed. So this is the drummer baby. This is the alcohol / drummer fighting baby mama, baby daddy. You don't get the prenatal care. The child is in the womb. It feels the same emotions, the same drama that the mother goes through. The child is in the womb feeling it. So of course that motherfucker will come and can't hold his head up when he's 2 years old. Of course that motherfucker got to go to a special class because he can't pronounce the or the.
And you know,
I went to school with them motherfuckers.
Well, I know, but Charles, people are going to say that as you saying something rude, but I think what you said was brilliant because you are right. When the mother has that baby inside of them and they're going through a bunch of stuff, all that goes through to the baby.
Well, I say all that mean shit so I can say, hey, only reason I'm saying this because I'm saying this is lack of prenatal care.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it in a mean way. But if I say, hey, man, black women don't typically have prenatal care, so this is why the birth rate is this is why the kids is born with all this different, because they're not taken care of during the first stages of the pregnancies.
Yeah.
Yeah, most bitches still fucking drinking, fighting 3 months in, then they find out they pregnant.
I know.
So they fuck, so yeah, man, so yeah.
Oh, you're brilliant, and I think, you know, people get mad about that, but you were right. So, guys, are you a yo-yo dieter? You diet, lose weight, but gain it all back, plus a few extra pounds, then later you lose it again and regain it again and again and again and again. Guys, it's very dangerous. Studies show that it can increase your risk of heart attack, stroke, type 2 diabetes, and other health problems. Breaking free of your yo-yo diet pattern is a main reason doctors created Lean. Lean is a supplement, not an injection, and you do not need a prescription. The science behind Lean is impressive. It's studied natural ingredients target weight loss in 3 powerful ways. Lean helps maintain healthy blood sugar, it helps control appetite and cravings, and it burns fat by converting fat into energy. Listen, if you're tired of losing weight and gaining it back, if you want to lose weight in a meaningful way at a healthy pace, Lean was created for you. Let me get you started with 20% off, and all you got to do is enter Alex20 at takelean.com. That's code Alex20 at takelean.com. Okay, now, you don't need medicine, but you know who needs medicine? Is Austin.
Ron Jeremy was a fat motherfucker in the 80s, and he fucked all the bad porn stars.
Ron Jeremy did too. You know, he's in
did.
jail for rape now. Did you know that?
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah, he had too much pussy.
He did. But speaking of not getting any pussy, sadly,
Couldn't imagine. Couldn't imagine.
Austin Metcalf. You see the boy in Frisco stabbed to death by Carmelo Anthony?
Yeah. My heart goes out to the family. They trying to make this a race issue, and this is a right or wrong issue.
Okay, so no, real quick, I like where you're going on this because I'm not even trying to race bait or anything. People are making this about black and white. You see that. They're trying to make this kind of like a Trayvon Martin kind of, you know, they're talking about it, but where do you...
It is. Trayvon Martin was an angry black kid that had to be sent to his father because he lacked discipline, grew up in a home with his single mother. Any well-behaved kid with manners that had respect of adults, once George Zimmerman approached him, whether he's right or wrong, as a child, this is an adult. You get off the phone with that fat-ass girlfriend you trying to fuck, you call your dad and say, hey, Dad, it's an adult around here to just stop me. He says he's calling the police. Rather than doing that, he had an attitude because as young black males in this country, we have an authority problem because we walking around angry, displaced from our father's issues, but we resent our mothers.
That's true.
So we're a ticking time bomb. And Trayvon Martin could fight. So that's why I say you be careful approaching some of these young kids. What a 13-year-old will kick a 40-year-old's ass.
That's true.
And that's what happened in that situation. He underestimated this kid, and he was looking for trouble. But by law, he was right. And he was judged by his peers. So we can't say nothing once you're judged by your peers.
Well, what do you think's going to happen in this Austin Metcalf thing? You think he's gonna be able to
Metcalf ass go, well, no, that boy going
Carmelo
to jail.
Anthony's going to go to jail.
Carmelo going to jail. Because listen, you cannot bring a weapon to school.
Yeah.
So you can't say I was
What if he says, but what if he says self-defense?
There's no self-defense, because if you are afraid the day before, well, you have to take a weapon to school, why not notify your parents? Parents, you notify the school teacher. School teacher, let's bring these kids in here and resolve this issue. It's called conflict resolution. We was taught in homes that has morals and values, you tell the teacher. Somebody fucking with you, you tell the teacher. Let the teachers know, so when y'all have an altercation, you're cleared and you're covered. Documentation beats conversation. So words of documentation to say this is self-defense. It's a premeditated crime because you took a weapon in fear. Anticipating to use it.
That was premeditated, though.
And it's at a track meet. You getting ready to run track with other kids and you got a knife on you. No, man, you got to go to jail. You got to go. There's no so when is it all right to kill the bully? I don't give a fuck what the bully did. He don't have a right to die.
No.
Man, you weak man. That's why I say teach the kids how to deal with bullies, and this won't happen. We're all not equal. Even in nature, you can be feeding a flock of birds. There's going to always be one bird to come in and take the food from the. This is nature. Yeah. You cannot get rid of bullies. Teach the kids how to deal with them. Bullies build character. You go to work, it's going to be a bully supervisor, a bully co-worker. You cannot get rid of the bully. Teach our children conflict resolution. Everything don't have to end in violence. But when you come from the black culture, everything is disputed in violence.
Yeah. That is the problem, though. That's how you.
It's the culture.
That's the culture. Is that's how they solve when you have a serious issue. They don't even contemplate trying to talk it out.
We teach a no snitching rule, right? So our kids are walking around with these mafia rules, codes, and ethics of the streets that's held over children about no snitching. So now I have to take a weapon because I don't want to be a snitch and kill another kid. Oh, it's a simple solution. Go tell the teacher. Tell your parents.
Yeah.
It's a simple solution.
I know, but
tell, motherfucker, tell.
But what sounds crazy, I know it sounds so easy, but the thing is, even for the criminal, the guy that would commit an assault, if you stop him before he does the assault, then they don't have to go to jail as long. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is not that kid's first time grabbing a weapon, because most kids who grab a weapon from the first time don't kill people.
Yeah, of course. You bring a gun a couple times before you shoot it.
And if I was being bullied and I'm in self-defense, even though he have an undeveloped brain and he's impulsive, why run?
I don't know.
Why get rid of the knife? You're showing criminal intent. Why throw the knife away where they can't find? He wasn't found with the knife in his pocket. He wasn't sitting down with the knife in his hand ready to explain what happened.
Yeah. So, but do you think that he had some sort of predisposition to wanting to murder? Is that what you're saying? Is that
no. Children don't wake up to kill because they don't have the brain capacity, the brain development to say, I want somebody dead. Children are impulsive.
Yep.
This was a tragic incident where a kid who don't have emotional intelligence acted impulsively because he comes from a culture that promotes, propagates violence. Mm-hmm. Every day, all day, kill, kill, die, nigga, shoot, kill, kill. You can't take this in and you lack training, you lack morals, you have to have a foundation of a value system to listen to this type of shit all day long, and you don't have no emotional intelligence where you've been taught to say, man, when you get angry, think.
Yeah.
Take a deep breath. So he was anticipating this to happen. That's why he had the knife, and we had this outcome. He didn't want to kill nobody.
I don't think he wanted to kill anybody. He almost kind of manifested it, though, just by his culture, him around it, having the knife. But
well,
accidentally.
I got a nephew that goes to school out there.
Mm-hmm. At Frisco?
And not to paint this kid in a bad image, this is why I used to tell my son, because I got a house full of guns. And I saw my son on Instagram one time with a blunt in his mouth. He was 14 years old with my guns. I told him I better not ever see you because I'm trying to prepare this kid to go to the military. You don't, man, take that shit down because that imagery, you can't take it back. So here he is. He got a video. He got a photograph, whether it's a real gun or not. That image is gonna destroy him in court.
It is. They're gonna.
You better not go to Collin County, where it's a predominantly white area, where these law-abiding, upstanding citizens have a heart for this white kid who was killed with a twin brother, a mother and a father. Their pictures with guns show a hunting image. His pictures show a gangster image, gang sign. And you guys want to play the race card in Collin County? Chill out, black people. Let's make this about right or wrong, because you don't want to go to Collin County playing race. You'll lose.
And you see, that's the thing is a lot of people, Charleston, you're speaking the truth right now, and some people.
And shout out to Attorney Mitch Nolte, by the way, one of the best capital murder or death penalty attorneys in North Texas, out of Collin County.
Well, speaking of that great attorney, is Adam 22. You know, you and I have argued.
He's
about
going
this.
broke.
I know. I thought Adam 22 was an okay guy. I thought he's okay. So what do you? So what?
Any guy that'll let his wife lay down in the bed and let a well-hung, fine specimen of a black man run dick in her while she moan and groan, and he sit over there in the corner, got to be a Puff Daddy type guy.
It has
That's
to
what
be.
Cassie say Diddy was doing, pulling on his dick by the sex worker fucker. That's what Adam, man, you saw how Jason Love was fucking her with that big old black dick. That's every man's worst, white man's worst nightmare.
Literally, no, I'm saying that's
Really,
my
man,
worst
putting that
nightmare.
horse dick in my woman, and she moaning and groaning and squirming. Oh, man, I've heard both of them. And she acting like she like it. Man, we'll never be the same when we come home. Man, I'll leave. Man, give me the baby.
I mean, if a black man was gonna have sex with my girlfriend, it had to be like Gary Coleman or somebody, like a black dwarf.
Shaquille O'Neal. They say he got a weenie dick.
No, they don't. Is that true? Wait, time out. This will go viral.
They say Shaq got a pinky toe dick. That's what they say. Man, you know God ain't finna make a nigga 8 feet tall and he get to get a big dick.
That's true.
Nah, only little guys get that, fellas.
I can't believe Shaquille O'Neal has a small penis.
Man,
I mean, we learned.
I ain't seen this dick. I ain't a Peter Gazer. But that's just the word amongst the women.
And I don't know why they'd lie. You
They
think
got a pinky toe size dick with big feet. Y'all, man, why would God do a black man like that?
his feet look like? I mean, they're like this big. You ever seen a shoe? It looks like a boat.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, now Adam 22 is not doing well, but what about old Bronny James? He's not doing too bad. What do you think about all that Stephen A. Smith and LeBron going after Stephen A. Smith?
Mediocrity is what I see Bronny. Bronny would do much better coming to the local high school, being a PE teacher. And then when he teach PE, during his out classes, they teach health. Remember they teach health?
Oh, they do. Yeah, they always do health.
Yeah, he teach sex education on the side during PE, after PE. Yeah, boy, I don't read he in the NBA because LeBron is daddy. Like most niggas you couldn't get a job without your daddy.
No,
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. But
shout out to Mr. Stein.
Shout out to my dad. He's helped me out a lot. I'm not going to sit here and lie. But when you see Bronny James,
Take his daddy away and he's a gangbanger in prison.
No, but this is what makes me think. This is what I see. How they drafted him, how that it just kind of proves that the NBA is rigged. And then but then the Luka trade. The Mavericks give away our best player to the Lakers.
Well, let me
it's rigged, right?
Well, it's rigged.
Yeah.
Let me just maybe shed some light on Luka. Now I don't know nothing because I'm not in these rooms. So you got to understand that Mark Cuban sold a big portion of the Mavericks to Las Vegas, that lady out there. So Las Vegas done come to Dallas, new people in town. And they trying to push for some zoning issues, and Dallas was trying to play a little tough. So Luka was a bargaining chip. Y'all care about Luka. We don't.
Yeah.
So if y'all don't pass this zoning shit so we can build these casinos, we'll get rid of all these motherfuckers. And once they got rid of Luka, Dallas said, oh, man, they serious. So now we got casinos coming. Sacrifice Luka. Sorry you had to go, Luka, but they want a casino. And that woman mean business.
I know it's going to be terrible, but I think I'm okay with it.
And they go win a championship because Vegas is here.
That's what you said. The Lakers are going to win. Or you think they're going to?
Whoever the Dallas Mavericks go win. They're
going to let the Mavericks, because it's payback.
Yeah, man, Vegas coming. It's going to be some money. It's rigged, ain't it?
I believe so. Yeah.
So you think Vegas ain't gonna come to Dallas and hit big?
Yeah, especially if they got that new.
They got
casino.
casinos coming.
They
got the Riverwalk.
Charleston, you not lived here.
They got the Riverwalk. They finna put all this shit up. I mean, the Trinity River finna look like the Riverwalk. So they got big aspirations. Man, they got to win a championship. You know, economically, it only makes sense.
Yeah. All right, Jimmy, you should have to do another ad read.
No, I said super chat.
Oh, what is the super chat? What is it, real quick?
From the Greg72. Shout out to Mitch Nolte. Salute to Alex, our fearless leader of Pinky Toe Dong Nation.
I don't know what that means, but shout out Mitch Nolte, shout out Pinky Toe Dog Nation. Okay, now let me get back to our guest, Charleston. This guy is, guys, we're so lucky to have Charleston here. A lot of people, you know, I don't care if Charleston shows up for the last 30 seconds of the show. It's always a privilege to have Charleston on. Now, Charleston, Yella Beezy, he's in trouble for murder. I think it's kind of BS, even if
I think they're reaching.
Yeah, because I went to the court case, and this is what they said. They don't have any evidence of any communication before the death, but they do have evidence of communication after the death. So that's
gonna be hard to prove.
I know. I'm saying that's what they charge him with. They don't have any premeditated, but they have something after where it looks like Yella Beezy paid him. So what's going to happen in your opinion with Yella Beezy? And is he guilty? Do you think he actually did something? Honestly, and I love Yella Beezy, one of the rappers' biggest. I mean, Dallas's biggest rappers, great rapper.
You got a criminal that's in jail saying I did it. He won't hold up in court.
No.
And not only that, he's doing interviews from jail prior to me going to court.
Yeah.
So he's in federal court for possession of a gun charge that links me to the murder. He's not being charged with murder. My case is in state court. Everybody know you can buy state cases. Feds want your ass or information. In state court lose a lot.
Yeah, they do.
Especially with guys like this in Dallas County, where you think you go get a Dallas juror who's gonna paint out Mo 3's past. Mo 3 tried to kill this dude.
Mo 3 tried to kill Yella Beezy?
Yeah, he tried to kill Yella Beezy. Mo 3 done been involved in, from what they say, according to the streets, at least 8 to 10 murders. And he rapped about all of them, put all of them in the songs, names and everything. So
was he the same as Dirk? I mean, was he on that level as Lil Durk and those guys?
Yeah, he was. Because he was angry, he felt rejected, come up out of poverty. He was a little short, fat, stubby motherfucker like Roscoe Biko Train on Dukes of Hazzard, you know. So he wasn't the handsomest little guy, but he had talent and he can rap. And when he was alive, the city didn't embrace him. 97.9, K104, none of these people embraced him, only when he died. So Yella Beezy and Trap Boy Freddy was the city's favorite.
Yes, they were.
So he was jealous and started causing violence. But all this was over them fucking the same girls.
See, I didn't realize that.
All this was over dick and pussy.
See,
because they used to be friends.
No, it's always the same chick that caused them to shoot each other. Because Dallas is big enough for two popular rappers.
And it's all right for y'all to fuck the same woman. What you do with her with your time, that's your time, nigga. I got over her, it's my time. Yeah, it's all right to share that pussy.
I think that would bring them together, if anything.
Shit,
make them closer
we just
friends.
don't want to share it together. I like her better by myself.
Well, so did you hear that? Let's play shot number one. Jasmine Crockett is now the new viral. She's an AOC junior, and she's in Dallas. I got an office in her district. I don't hate her, though. And it's weird why I kind of like that she's a gangster, kind of like that.
Well, she's the typical weave-wearing, angry ghetto nigga queen bitch.
Which I like.
I don't like that shit, man. My mama was more like Coretta Scott King. Yeah. She more like Sexy Red and Megan Thee Stallion.
She is.
White people don't respect that. She can't. She just got a big fan base and some constituents who support her, but she can't walk across the aisles and with dignity and work with a Republican. They may come from a rural area when they hear her talking the ghetto talk amongst all these white people.
But is she fake ghetto, Charleston? You see how that
she's fake. Oh man, she got a law degree.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, she fake, but this is the liberals' political tactic to pander to they niggas. They know, man, they know they just go talk, nigga, talk to them people. And they clap for them, no matter how ignorant, no matter how disrespectful. So, but when I do it, they say, oh, man, he shouldn't say that. Man, what's the difference? When your rappers do it, they clap for it. So I learned to speak the language of the people. If you get me in front of a bunch of white people, I'm gonna reflect the audience.
Yeah.
But nah, man, I think she hurts us in the eyes of America. Nobody likes the angry, sassy black woman. That's why she's not married, and that's why 85 to 90% of black women is dying alone, single, by themselves with their grandbabies, playing in their pussy, drinking wine. Granddaddy, when you buried a black man, he got 3-4 hoes at the funeral fighting over him. Buried a black woman, she by herself with her kids, lonely. She been by, because you can't tell her nothing. She's sassy, too much mouth. Bitch, shut up. This is why I say sometimes you got to slap your woman in the mouth. Like granddad and them used to do grandmama, and nobody called the police. Everybody in the house just went in the room, and they go in there and fuck like Cassie and Diddy did after the hallway fight. Fuck good after you slap the shit out of her. You didn't mean it, but you meant it. And you swear you ain't gonna do it again, and y'all do it again. And y'all fuck to make up, like ain't nothing happened. That's been traditional American marriages. Work fine for them.
That is true. Sometimes you need to kind of get a little physical.
I don't support and condone domestic violence.
You don't? A little bit, though?
Whoop 'em with the dick. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, with the dick.
Punish it with the dick or put on punishment from the dick.
That is a good
one. One of the two.
That is a good way to describe it. Okay, let's play shot number 2. Will Smith. I want you to.
I hope y'all don't lose no sponsorship.
No, that's fine. Listen, I'm pretty controversial myself. Shot number 2. Will Smith. Is he gay? Which clip is
Now, there are celebrities who have accepted the poly and non-monogamous relationships. Some we know, Will Smith and Jada. They've been open about they have an open relationship.
But Will like guys.
Huh?
Will like guys.
How you know?
I live in LA. Does that make sense to you?
No.
I live in Los Angeles. There's a lot of opportunities I don't get because the guys don't want me to see them with their boyfriends. And I've suffered from that. It's like everybody know anyway. Everybody know anyway. So I'm saying, like, do you think me saying Will like guys, because I said it and I can't take it back.
Yeah.
Because I believe it. I know it for the most part.
Okay.
By me saying that, I hope it doesn't strike a nerve in anybody, but I'm saying I live in LA.
Yeah.
And there's a lifestyle that is kept quiet.
A secret society.
Yeah. And it's like people like me suffer from this lifestyle because of the shame that some guys have of how they like to move. And I don't think that however you move is something you should hold against me.
That's true, Charleston. And you're friends with Cam. You went on his podcast.
I ain't friend with Cam.
Well, you know what I mean. I know you went out, but you know.
I
know. You know what I mean.
Win a championship. Big old, yeah. He tried to bully me, man. Oh, and he didn't pay me for them 10 million views he got in
Wait, he didn't pay you for that? That thing broke the internet.
He didn't give me one brown dollar.
Well, Charleston, what I want to say is I think Cam Newton's gay because he knows that, you know, he's like, oh, Will Smith's gay? I've never heard about that. What is that? That's like what a gay guy would do to cover up the fact that he's probably had sex with Will Smith. You know, and something was weird with that.
Half the NFL are gay. Yeah, I'm making a bold statement and claim right now 60% of the NFL is gay.
You know who I just found out was gay?
Faggots.
Well, and this is alleged. This is alleged. But this is what I just found out. And I got
closet faggots.
Well, listen to this.
With big feet that stand out in the hallway. That's how they did. They ain't got to come out. I see your feet, Tommy.
I have this on very good authority that one of my childhood heroes, Penny Hardaway, is allegedly a homosexual.
I don't believe it. Who seen him fucking a man?
Not me. That's why.
Have a gay man came out and said, me and Penny were fucking. So we ain't gonna believe it.
Thank you. All right, we're not gonna believe that.
You just can't make them.
I know. I heard this from a real thing. I'll tell you. I'll tell you.
You don't want to say it publicly?
No, I don't want to say it publicly because I don't want to legally get sued because it's a real thing. Yeah. So Penny Hardaway is not a homosexual. But Now,
he just got big feet that's sticking out the closet that puts him in question.
yes, he's got those
Okay,
big feet.
makes sense.
Now, this Charleston, this is such a interesting clip. I want to play shot number 4. Now, I'm not familiar with this guy's work, but he loves you. He loves you so much so that he wants to do something with you that is, I mean, I would say it was against the law. That's how I would describe it. So let's play shot number 4.
Charleston White kind of acting like a baby mama. I think he need to get fucked. I think he need to get fucked in his booty. I think his booty needs to get.
I seen that shit.
What you think?
I haven't thought.
Think that'd be good? Yeah, I want to talk.
So every type of whoa.
Yeah, I want to Charleston White.
Oh.
If I ever see that motherfucker, I'm gonna attack him.
You know
We
what
can
you
be.
just said, right?
Who is that gay guy? Who is
Man,
that guy?
man, his name is Unc the Punk. He out of St. Louis. Man, this motherfucker say he sacrificed his son for the Illuminati. He said, boy booty and girl booty is the same.
Wait, time out. That guy, I'd never heard that. I saw that clip. It had 1 million views. I started laughing, but he really did say that?
Hey, man, the man said, man, I want to fuck you. Man, I'm going to attack him. Whoever you are, nigga, I'm going to attack you. Man, I'm going to mace the building to get him.
I'll mace him too. Who is that? Unc the Punk? Man, fuck you, Unc the Punk. Come to Dallas.
He done already made a sexual threat against me.
Yes.
And I'm in fear of not just my life, my ass too. Did you see how real he looked when
He looked dead ass serious. Charleston, you and I like to joke around, but he didn't seem like he was joking. He's like, man, Charleston needs to get fucked. Charleston, like he was
He
talking.
said, I want to fuck him. I'm going to attack him. If we ever's men, we can be at a funeral. Oh, I'm going to attack him. And I got justification already.
Because he is on camera
He's
saying,
cyberbullying me, talking about fucking me. They trying to give that boy Carmelo justification. This man talking about fucking me.
I think that is justification for assault.
Unwarranted. Uninvited.
Okay. Guys, this is a great movie. A father tells his son the greatest story ever told, and what begins as a bedtime tale becomes a life-changing journey through vivid imagination.
What made y'all pick that clip of him talking about fucking me?
That's
I'm
Jimmy.
embarrassed.
Jimmy loves that guy.
He over there laughing
Jimmy
like a
likes
motherfucker.
Unc the Punk, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah,
you
man.
follow him.
Unc the
Y'all
Punk's my
picking
homie.
on me.
Yeah, he likes Unc the Punk. All right, through vivid imagination, the boy walks alongside Jesus, witnessing his miracles, facing his trials, and understanding his ultimate sacrifice. The King of Kings invites us to rediscover the enduring power of hope, love, and redemption through the eyes of a child. This film is a high-profile cast of voices to include Oscar Isaac, Pierce Brosnan, Mark Hamill, Kenneth Branagh, Ben Kingsley, Uma Thurman, and Forrest Whitaker, to name just a few. There's also beautiful animation, and it is the perfect film to enjoy with your family this Easter. To watch this film, go to angel.com/Alex. That's angel.com/Alex. Okay, no, Charleston, that clip was insane. Jimmy, why do you like that Unc the Punk guy? What were you trying to do with that by showing Charleston that?
I don't know. Just that type of content always appears on my feed. I don't know why.
That's weird as hell, Charleston.
Emasculation of the black man. Yeah, they got this gangster punk talking tough with the I'm offended.
Yeah, you got it. Charleston offended now.
No, not by them, by the gay guy.
Well, you should be offended by.
I'm going to put a police report on him.
Okay, good, and I will help you. I will second that. I will be a corroborating witness. Now, you love sports. You like athletes. You tease them a lot. You get a lot of grief and make fun of Cam Newton, but I want to see this.
Most of them weren't smart in class. Most guys that put the football helmet on and butted heads with the rest of the guys and had to huddle up out the school. We used to fuck their faithful girlfriend, and them niggas used to struggle with the SAT and the ACT in the TAJ test. That's why most of them wouldn't play basketball in prison.
The TAJ test, they couldn't pass it.
Yeah, they couldn't pass it. Yeah, she had to struggle with the settle for the GED, which is not a bad thing.
It is what it is. I agree that everybody should try to learn and want to know knowledge, but school is tough, for some people. But now this athlete, though, is my favorite athlete right now. Let's play shot number 5. I want to get your opinion on this Olympic weightlifter. And should this count? I don't know if this should count. So I want you to be the judge. You are a judge. Okay, so this is a weightlifting contest. This is the Olympics, Jimmy, 2024?
Yes. Special Olympics?
Is this a Special Olympics?
Gotta be. Yeah, I'm about to say who?
That counted? How does that count as a rep, Charleston? Wait, play that again. That counts? Look. So now watch what she's about to do. She's about to celebrate. That counts.
Yeah. Just a group of kids where everybody got a ribbon. There's no losers. Man, that's a loser. That's a fucking loser. They shouldn't even let her go out there. Listen, I lost my eye when I was 7 years old. I'm glad my mama didn't put me in that motherfucking Special Olympics shit. Yeah, running out there blind. Man, fuck you. Man, turn this shit.
Turn this shit off.
This is child neglect.
I can't even watch this.
Yeah, man, it's low, man. And the ref wrong in the motherfucker. Fire the ref. Man, how these kids supposed to be able to overcome adversities and struggles in life if we are all winners and you came in last place?
I don't know.
Yeah, man, how you separate the strong from the weak if I can't be unsportsmanlike doing a dance in your face? Yeah, man,
You're
that's
right.
how you separate the strong from the weak.
And that's what I mean. No pain, no gain. You got to go through some tough trials and tribulations to actually make you stronger and tougher and give you some character. Now, Charleston, you know this is
They should ban the Special Olympics. Yeah,
okay, let's ban it. That's a controversial statement. We want to ban the Special Olympics.
If motherfuckers in wheelchairs ain't playing gladiator sports where they running each other, really trying to hurt their legs, stop the Special Olympics. And I'm saying this as a disabled American.
You're allowed to say that, and just like you're allowed to say whatever you want. Okay, now Charleston, this has gone under the radar. You know, you were the star of a very hit movie, Wrong Address, on
Me and you both.
I know, but I'm saying you were the real star of the whole movie. But you know, this is the #1 trending movie on Tubi. And Meezy messaged me the other day. You know, Meezy's so great. But what's next? This movie, guys, everybody needs to go. If you have the Tubi app, this is literally, I believe it's still the top movie on Tubi. It's a great movie. It was a great time for me. But Charleston, you put a lot of work into this movie. You had to feel good, even though maybe, and I don't know what the financial success of this was, but I know the popular success. Well, I'm saying the feedback has all been positive. So what did you think about the experience of your first movie, Wrong Address?
Just being able to work with the producer, Meezy. So prior to us filming this movie, he flew me into a red carpet premiere event that he had another movie in his own hometown. So I got to see how elegant and professional, and it was like a real Hollywood red carpet premiere to be put on by this young black male. Come from the Southern traditional Bible believing. So his aspirations in his work. So I was impressed by that. So they gave me the confidence to go into the movie, even though in the back of your mind, because you get used so much trying to get to this point.
Yes, and I'm sure everybody's always trying to use you because they want your clout, of course.
So I've been in a few movies with some of the biggest name people on the internet and didn't get $1.
Yeah.
Spent 2 days.
Of course not, because they're going to say you got exposure or whatever.
And didn't get $1. So I took the fucking for the lesson.
Yeah. You have to.
Yeah. I had to go learn.
Yeah.
So I got the lesson out of it. And so it was a great film. So I had already had the acting experience. And plus, I've been acting all my life. I tried to play gangster. I tried to play street. And I was just a kid from a good home trying to fit in outside with the culture. So, yeah, I've been acting all my life.
And it was a great movie. You did a great job.
You played like a real mean white man.
I know. I would.
Nigga owe rent too.
Yeah.
I said, he ain't playing. This is how you do them niggas for real.
That is true. I will kick your ass out. Okay, Charleston, we only got you for a couple more minutes before we go, though. You just had a great stream with Antonio Brown.
Aiden Ross? Yeah.
And Aiden Ross. So that stream was so great. But is Antonio okay? Because
no, listen.
Is he okay? Because I like Antonio. I'm a big Antonio fan.
So this is what Antonio is saying. We can't keep using CTE as an excuse.
Okay.
Yeah, some may have it, but he's saying, man, I don't have it. I walked away from football because I didn't get no more out of it.
Yeah.
So they're trying to say, man, that man is very intelligent, very smart. It's just the way he exits the field.
Yeah.
They keep trying to say that one hit. Man, niggas been getting hit upside the head all they motherfucking life.
Yeah, but it does have an effect. I'm just saying, you see those boxers.
Well, let me just say this. If it does have an effect, why don't they compensate these guys then?
I agree.
So it got to be bullshit. Because if they really believe CTE exists, they would put more money, more funding into these guys' brain functions after the sport. So if they're not doing that, then I call bullshit.
Well, Antonio Brown, we're on your side. That was a legendary stream. Charleston, before we go, can you tell the people where can they find you next? Where are you going to be next? Because I know my audience loves you. Where can they see Charleston White?
We got Cleveland. No, not Cleveland. One of them motherfucking Ohio states, cities. I'm sorry. We got Philly. Tulsa, Oklahoma. I got another movie coming out, I think.
But everybody, y'all got to go see Charleston, because Charleston, what's unique about Charleston is he's a stand-up comedian, but he's also, it's almost like kind of like you're watching a real storyteller. You're watching a guy that's not
Eddie Murphy Raw.
That's what I'm saying. You're watching a guy that's, a lot of comedians, and I have this problem too, you're going up there and you're just trying to make them laugh. You are good because you're just trying to be yourself, and that's why it's unique when you watch that. Like, you want people to laugh, obviously.
Yeah. So I've said so much outlandish and offensive and shit online. I kind of clean it up on stage with how I got to this being.
Yeah, it's the real Charleston. Yeah. You talk about kind of the trials and tribulations that you faced.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
All right, guys, everybody go follow Charleston. Thank you guys for watching. We love Charleston White. Everybody go follow him and leave a positive comment. Say Primetime99 sent you. And guys, everybody, I just want to say tomorrow night we got a great episode. Howling Mutant, Jimmy Corsetti. And who else did we have on, Jimmy?
I got a fight coming up. I'm going to fight the Island Boy. Yeah, I said
no, you're going to beat his ass. Is that real?
I said somebody's incest-looking baby, and it pissed him off. And so Aiden Ross and them is, he got the AI incest-looking baby. So Aiden Ross and them is setting the fight up. I have more detail, but it's supposed to be like in the next month. So I'm going to beat the shit out of him.
Yes, guys, that's how we end the show. The same way every time with that freestyle finale. So DJ, hit that beat. Oh, I love it. Island Boy, you about to die. Charleston White gonna make you cry. Gonna stick that needle straight in your eye. Put you in the face until you're red. Put you in the face until you're dead. All right, everybody, go follow Charleston. I want you Island Boys, you homosexuals, you do not want to see the unk in the ring. You will not make it out alive.
Yeah, and your baby head shaped funny because you and your brother kissed each other.